It's our pleasure at Fundit TV to host David Holcomb, the General Manager of 3 social enterprises in Vancouver, BC. Just Work aspires to be part of a healthy community where people are meaningfully and gainfully employed and where business practices embrace an ethical, social mandate. Today, there is a growing movement around responsible production and consumption to enhance social values. Just Work is a shining example of social enterprise in such a movement. David Holcomb has been with the company in one capacity or another since its inception in 2003. He holds an MBA and has previously worked with the Community Development Credit Union. Welcome, David. It's a pleasure to have you on Fundit TV today. David, what inspired you to be a part of Just Work's social enterprises?
Well, it really started a number of years ago. I spent about 7 years in a couple of business schools. I earned 2 degrees and was working on a third, and finally I just gave up. I was really struggling to see how the business model could really contribute to good in the world. Now, usually you think about businesses and you think about contributing to the world's problems, not the world's solutions. But about 12 years later, I was given a second chance. I was invited to be a part of a planning committee for what would eventually become Just Work Economic Initiative. And over the last 10 years, I've gone from a member of the planning committee to now the senior leader of the organization. And it's been really good to have that second chance. I've benefited professionally because I'm able to use my skills and experiences in a context where I really believe there's something good that's happening. And personally, it's been really inspiring to me as well. I've been able to develop friendships and connections with people I would not otherwise have connected with. So many of our employees are people who face major challenges in life, and it's really good to see the courage that they have to be able to work even in the midst of their difficulties. So I'm really excited to be there.
Kindly tell us what Just Work does in our community.
We want to have satisfied customers. That's really the goal that we're striving for initially. Customers who will call us back, customers who will refer us to their networks and friends. But we want satisfied customers not as an end in itself, but we want satisfied customers because we want to be able to provide employment. And we can't provide employment to people who are looking and struggling to find work unless we have customers, unless we have jobs to do. So those are the things we're really striving to do. Deliver professional, quality goods and services, have satisfied customers so that we can then provide work.
Where and how did you get funding for Just Work initially?
Our funding came from a private foundation that believed in what we were doing, what we wanted to do, and was committed to the work in the local neighborhood where we were. And that's how our funding came initially, and since that time it's been a mix of funding from foundations and businesses, but then a growing emphasis on the funding we have that we generate ourselves through our social enterprises.
David, where do you see the role for social enterprise in our society today, as opposed to nonprofits and charities?
I think we really offer an alternative to charities. When you think about charities, you typically think about organizations that are giving away resources, maybe giving away food or clothing or shelter to people in need. And there will always be that need and that place for charities. But with social enterprises, what we want to do is give people opportunities. We want to give people the opportunity to work, because we believe that as people have an opportunity and as they're able to participate, then there's great dignity that comes from that. There's such a difference in receiving a check because of the work you've done as opposed to receiving a welfare check or some other kind of handout.
If someone wants to start a social enterprise, what advice can you give them?
I think most of all I would say don't try to do it on your own. Instead, try to find people who are already involved in social enterprises. Try to work with them and learn from them and journey with them. I think for this alternative social enterprise model to work, we have to view one another as collaborators, not as competitors. And I think that's the primary recommendation I would give, is to find somebody that you can be mentored by.
We'd love to hear a few stories about how Just Work has transformed people's lives. What story would you like to share?
As I mentioned earlier, the customer piece is really crucial to our model. So Just Catering this year, we do a lot of catering for a local financial institution. And one of the things we're doing is a monthly orientation session that the institution is providing for their new employees. And so in that context, we're making a delicious lunch and the employees are loving it. So there's a real benefit for both parties there. But even more, the financial institution is able to communicate to their new employees that being engaged in the community is a core part of who they are as an organization. It's a real part of their DNA. And so as those employees enjoy the food and they see where the food is coming from, they're able to understand, not just hear about community engagement of their financial institution.
It was great to hear the stories of social enterprise from David. We believe that social enterprise is incredibly important for people to lead self-sustaining lives and to have gainful employment. Fundit TV is the proud sister company of An Idea Nation, which is a global think tank helping those involved with social enterprise. An Idea Nation is a place where people from all over the world can come together to share thoughts, opinions, and action steps to solve global challenges within 8 global priorities: distribution, education, energy, environment, food and water, freedom, health, and justice. We are building a diversified crowd of people to collaborate on making a difference in our world. In An Idea Nation, we believe that the world needs your puzzle piece to see the whole picture. Ultimately, An Idea Nation enables social entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs to gain support from features on the platform and from the wealth of experience of our members, so they have the ability to realize projects and businesses that will enhance our world. In An Idea Nation, we encourage collaboration among social entrepreneurs and organizations so that resources are used efficiently. In order to achieve this, we support social enterprise through crowdsourcing and crowdfunding. When you contribute to An Idea Nation's funds, you are providing first-class marketing, awareness, and PR campaigns for world-class social enterprises. We host monthly commercial contests for businesses in our network, so they get a lot of exposure from filmmakers, videographers, and fans. Our membership base votes on their favorite commercials, giving companies the opportunity to showcase their social value all over social and mainstream media, potentially reaching millions with their message. Let's pool our resources, whether it's knowledge, time, or money, to achieve the change we want to see in this world. Fundit TV and An Idea Nation invite you to join us on Google+ and find the right community for you. Begin by collaborating with people who have the same interest at heart. Find people to discuss topics such as New World financing or New World marketing. Receive or give advice on how to scale your business or how to crowdfund your startup. Membership is free, so we'll see you on Google+.